Alright guys, in this lesson we are going to understand one of the most important and natural sounding grammar point in Japanese, which is in this. In this. So take this sentence. Nani mo tabeku nai desu? Now, if you translate it directly, it means I don't want to eat anything, or you can say, but that's not the full story. When you add in this, the feeling changes and it becomes something like the thing is I don't feel like eating, or it can be actually I don't want to eat. So instead of just stating a fact that I don't like feel, you are explaining your situation. Okay, so now let's understand the structure. Now the original form of Nani Matabiku no this is Nani Matabiku no know this. Okay, so in Hindi would be ऐसी बात है कि मुझे खाने का मन नहीं कर रहा. The no would become in when talking. So when you talk, you use in this button, and when you write something, you use know this button. And in English, it would translate to it is the case that, it is for the reason that, the circumstances that. Okay, so now, so what does this grammar actually do? So there are four main uses, and this is very important. First, to explain a situation, gives reason. Okay, second, emphasizing the reason. Third, confirming information, facts, and the fourth, asking for an explanation or reason for a situation. Okay, so basically, whenever you want to add context, okay, whenever you want to add context or help the listener understand why something is happening, you use in this. Okay, now in this is a colloquial expression used to emphasize explanation and argument, and it has various uses like the following. Like if we use it in explanation, so it is used to explain a situation, a reason, or a cause, etc. In argument, it is used when trying to convince someone by explaining an opinion or expressing a decision. Now, let's look at how to form it. The rule is very simple. You attach in this to the plain form of verbs and adjectives and nouns. For example, if it is ikku, so it will be ikkun des. It is that I will go. Ikanai, ikanain des. Itta, ittan des. Okay. For e adjective, yasui, yasuin des. For na adjective and nouns, you add na. So Shizuka nan desu. Gakse nan desu. Okay. Now let's move to the usage. This is where it becomes really interesting. First use, if we talk about, so explain a situation, give a reason. Imagine you are late and you say, I'm sorry, I'm late. Okurete sumimasen. Then you add, Tosoku doro de jiko ga attan desu. Okay, there was an accident on the highway. Now notice the difference. You're not just saying that what happened. You're giving the reason behind the situation, that there was an accident on the highway. That's why I'm late. Okay, so you're explaining the reason behind your current situation. Now, another example if we take, so if someone asks you to go out when you are studying, so what you could say? So you could say something like this, like, I have a lot of homework, you see. So you're stating that I have a lot of homework, that's why I can't go with you. Then the second you can say, there's not much time before the deadline, so you're explaining your situation so the listener understands your problem. Now, the second use, emphasizing a reason. To emphasize the reason for a situation. For example, when someone is impressed by this cake, you might show the box it came from and say, Kantan nan desu. Okay, Kantan nan desu. Darede mo tsukureru desu. Okay, it's easy. While showing this cake mix, you can say this. Okay, it is easy. You see, darede mo tsukureru desu. It means anyone can make it. Then second, emphasize reason. Now, if you were this person, what would you say when meeting inquisitive eyes? You might say one of these. They are explanatory comments on the fact that you are carrying umbrella when it is sunny. Okay. Now, like you can say, it's going to rain in the afternoon. So maybe you are saying this to explain why you are carrying an umbrella. So you are emphasizing the reason why you are carrying the umbrella. So you can use it in this pattern. Third use is seeks to confirm information and facts. For example, confirming one's understanding, guessing the reason or cause of a situation. Yes, no question containing in this, check if the speaker's understanding is correct. Like, cousin on this car. Can assume it's called. Okay, cousin on this car. This is softer than directly asking, and it sounds like you're making a guess and confirming it politely. Now, moving to the fourth use, asking for explanation seeks an explanation reason for a situation. Now, soliciting explanation of a situation. Now this is どうしたんですか? For example, どうしたんですか? Now, this is not just a simple question. It shows that you want to understand the situation. Your friend is sick and you ask どうしたんですか? So, it signals the speaker's sympathetic attitude than plain questions. Okay, and the answer could be answer them with sentence containing in this. So when someone asks the question containing in this, then you answer with in this only. Okay. So let's sugaru mitai this. It seems like I have a fever. Let's sugaru mitai this. So again, explanation. You are giving explanation. So you use the in this pattern here. Now, giving background information. For example, yes, it is here. The combination in this car is frequently used to supply background information, like for example, ちょっと電話を使いたいんだけど, I want to use the phone for a bit, is that okay? Here's what's happening. First you give background, then you make your request. Okay, so this sounds much more natural and polite in Japanese. Oh my god, warning. Okay, how to use the in? Now a caution. The combination in this kara and da kara should generally be avoided because it can sound rude, and this is because the reason being presented is already understood. The combination carries the implication that the listener is missing an obvious connection. Okay, because as you know, it is winter, it is of course cold. Okay, so don't use in this when the reason is obvious. For example, saying like it is written here, because it's winter, it's cold. Within this, it sounds unnecessary. So also don't combine everything. Okay. So when the reason is obvious, don't use in this. Also, don't combine everything into one long sentence incorrectly. Instead of I can't hear, so be quiet in one structure like this, you can say Yoku kikoenai desu. Dakara shiruka ni shite kudasai. I can't hear well, so please be quiet. So keep it clear and natural. Now, polite request pattern. Vite itadakimasen This is used when requesting politely. This expression is politer than vite kudasai, more official in usage. Okay. Now, okay. Now, vite itadakimasen This means would you please do nani nani for me? Example, これ説明していただけませんか? これ説明していただけませんか? Okay. Could you please explain this? Even better, you can give a background using in this pattern. I have written a letter in Japanese. Could you please check it for me? 日本語で手紙を書いたんですが、見ていただけませんか? Okay. So, 日本語で手紙を書いたんですが、見ていただけませんか? So, here you are explaining the background that I've written a letter in Japanese. Then they are requesting that could you please check it for me. Okay. So by using in this pattern, you can give a background. Okay. Now asking for advice. Another important pattern. What should I do? Okay. So you can combine it with like this. What should I do? What to do? Okay. You can combine it like this. In this for example, I'm sick. What should I do? I don't understand this. What should I do? So remember, in this is not just grammar points, it's communication. It helps you explain your situation, gives reason, adds emotion and context, ask for explanation, sounds natural and polite. And if you don't use it, your Japanese can sound flat, and if you use it correctly, your Japanese sounds real, and that's exactly what you want when speaking Japanese. Now, so yeah. If you really understand this, your Japanese will immediately sound more natural because you are no longer just saying information, you're explaining it like a real person. So, whenever you speak, just try to remember the simple idea. First, don't just say the sentence, and second, add the reason or background using in this. For example, instead of just saying I'm busy, say I'm busy. You see, that small change makes a huge difference. So now, here's what I recommend you to do next. Try making your own sentences using in this. For example, why are you tired? Why are you late? Why can't you go somewhere? Turn those into explanation using this grammar. And if you want to go one step further, try combining it with requests, questions, advice patterns. And yes, that's where this grammar becomes really powerful. And if this lesson helped you understand in this clearly, make sure you revise it once and actually try using it in Japanese because grammar only becomes useful when you use it. Alright, that's it for today's lesson. I'll see you in the next one.